Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and I thought I would do a layout share for the month of September. I did play along with 30 Days of Sketches and Scrap Timber. Now, I did not complete every sketch for the month, but I'll show you the ones that I got through, and then which ones have process videos. I left those at the end, so I'll show you all the layouts that I created for the days that I did do. And I don't have process videos for a lot of these. I didn't take the time to record the videos, so I thought I would just do a quick share. So I'm not actually sure which day is which, so forgive me, you'll have to check the sketch. I stayed pretty true on all of the layouts to the original sketch, so these were all based off of the sketches that were out for September. So I have this one here with all of the stars. I have just some puffy sticker stars, and then I stamped everything else on this layout. So this is a very thin layout. There's definitely not a lot of dimension. I did pop up the photo, and so I have this one. I also have this one here, which I used a cut file. I am not sure where this is from. It is an old one that I had in my stash, but I threw a cut file. This one was one of the layouts that had the heart. There was a couple of different sketches that featured hearts, so this was for one of them. I think this was the first sketch that came out for the month of September that had a heart. I don't think I got to the layout that I was going to create for the other one, so there is this one. And I had put, if you watched my How to Kill a Kit with Style video at the beginning of September, I had put all of the pages together and separated them all by which one went with which sketch. So I basically, everything that I used for these pages from the papers came from those kits, and then I added the embellishments as I went, and these were basically just from leftover. All the pages are basically just with leftover embellishments that I have sort of sitting around my desk. I wanted to try to get some of my scraps and some of my older embellishments used up. So I have this one here for ice at the Gaylord Palm. And this one here was the layout that had the wreath sketch, and I fussy cut all of these florals from a piece of Jen Hatfield, I believe was the pattern paper, and then matted the two photos. I have some Bramble Fox acrylic pieces on this one, and just a few little other embellishments. Did pop the photos up to give them a little dimension, plus the acrylic gives it some lift as well. So I really like how this one came out. This next one is, again, using all of the papers that I put together in my kit, and I kept it pretty simple. I did, this one I think in the original sketch had a stitched circle or some sort of mixed media circle. I used a piece of pattern paper that was actually wood ring pattern paper, and I cut it out and used that to mimic my circle. All of the florals are fussy cut from some pattern paper, so not a lot of outside embellishment for this one. I used some enamel dots and some sequins, but everything else was actually cut from pattern paper to use for this layout. So there is that one. This one here, again, I pulled out my pattern papers and I used up, I believe, the rest of the package of these cork hearts that have been sitting in my stash forever, and just paired it with a whole bunch of other stickers and embellishments that all matched my green and sort of gray, black, and white color scheme. So there is this one, documenting one of the trips to the zoo, one of the animals. This one here is featuring Vicki Booten for sure. This is one of her pattern papers, and lots of her embellishments that I find very hard to use because they're large, but I did get 3 on this page. I have some other stickers to create my embellishment clusters and 3 acrylic Mickey heads from Bramble Fox as well. So this is a fun one. I like how it turned out for sure. And this one is one of the earlier sketches, and I think that where I have these 2 blocks of paper, it was actually people I think had used washi tape, a lot of people I saw, but it was all strips that kind of went down. So if you're looking for which sketch this was, if you have any questions about which sketch particularly each one was, let me know in the comments and I will definitely look it up for you. I just didn't write down before I started this video which one went with which sketch. This one here I do know was the sketch that had the large piece in the middle where it said put your title, a large title, so that is what I did. Like I said, I kept really true to the sketches for this month, and I also pulled out more of those Vicki Boutin large embellishments that I have a hard time using, and I got quite a few on this page, for the florals at least. I got to use one of those large word title words that I had from a past hip kit, and most of the papers for this one I think were Jen Hatfield, so I got quite a few items used up on this page, some of the bigger items. So again, this was for the trip to the zoo. Here is one for my husband, and this was, I think, earlier in the month, and you were supposed to use like themed papers. I didn't really use theme papers and that didn't match whatever the theme, like, so Christmas papers with a Christmas layout. I mean, I think these are from a Valentine's line, and this is my husband's, so I didn't really go that route, but I did put some sort of theme papers with all of these strawberries. I thought they were cute, and it worked to pull out some of my Valentine embellishments that I don't really use very often. So I have some stickers and just some small embellishment clusters that go around the page, and this one again stays pretty close to the original sketch as well. Here is this layout with the puppy, and this one is the sketch that had all of the circles that went down one side. I can't remember if the original sketch had this over here or if this was white space, but I did add this one over here. And again, using all the pattern papers that I pulled, and then some other, wood veneer and some puffy stickers to kind of create some embellishment clusters around the page. And I really like how this one turned out. I do have a little bit of stamping in the background that kind of peeks out, so it's a nice sort of added texture to the background. Here is another layout. This one is the one that had the circle that I've seen people either do stitching or mixed media like I did, and I just painted on the circle, created a whole bunch of strips of pattern papers, and went ahead and created 2 embellishment clusters, and then my title went on top of my photo. And this is a pretty simple one. It came together really fast, and I like this color combination with this teal and then the red and the pink. It went perfectly with the pattern paper that I used to mat the entire layout, so really like how this one turned out. Here is another one. This was earlier in the month, and it was the one that had the sideways slant to the photos. Mine are not quite as angled as much as the original sketch. I have a hard time with doing sideways with my photos, so this is about as sort of slanted as I get for my photo placement, but I do really like how it turned out, and all of the florals for this were cut from pattern paper. So again, not a lot of other embellishments. I really used the pattern paper to create all my embellishment clusters for this one. So very cute, like how that one turned out as well. And then this one is the last one that was from a sketch that I did not do a layout or a process video for. And this was one of the ones that had a star theme to the sketch. So I have a die cut that I cut with some pattern paper for some stars, and then I fussy cut these stars from a Vicki Boutin pattern paper, added some mixed media to the background and some wood veneer and some enamel dots, and we called this one done. So the rest of these layouts are all layouts that I put together either for my Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layouts or just for other hops for the month of September, so these all do have process videos out there, and most of them I believe were based off of, except for maybe one, was based off of the actual sketch. That was for that day of September for Scraptember. So I have this one here. I really like how this one turned out with the stitch triangle. This was the very beginning of the month, I believe, and so I have lots of Rosie Studio on this layout. All the papers I believe were from that, and then I just threw in some stickers from Dear Lizzie, I believe, and some sequins. And I love how light and airy this layout turned out. So again, there's a video for this and the rest. Here is one of my Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layouts. Back to the cut file, of course. Created some little embellishment clusters, and I have this sweet picture of my little ones, so I really like that one. Here is another one for, I believe this might have been for a hop, but I can't remember, or I might have just done it for the month, but I believe this one, yeah, it's definitely off of one of the sketches. I can't remember if it was for a hop, but again, another picture of my kiddos, just hanging out, relaxing. Love these Bramble Fox acrylic pieces. And again, I fussy cut that pattern paper from Paige Evans and used those to build my clusters. Again, another layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict. Lots of Vicki Boutin on this one as well. The pattern papers are all from hers. The stars that I fussy cut, the titles, and some of these larger ephemera pieces that, again, I have a hard time using. I tried to get some of those used up on my pages this month, so this was a fun one. I love this large cut file. And then this was for Sarah Scraps and her school hop that we had in the month of September, and I definitely followed the sketch for this one. Did the whole line of embellishments. I love how this one turned out. This might be my favorite one that I created for the entire month. It's really fun. I love this. Definitely screams boy color scheme to me. I love these stickers from Photo Play, and I really love how it turned out. It's super cute. So there is that one. And then the last one I had was the most recent Confessions of a Paper Addict, where I used this beautiful cloud cut file, and I have an acrylic from Bramble Fox, and I have some Pretty Little Studio, or not Pretty Little Studio. Oh gosh, the name just flew out of my head. Scrap and Happy Studio. That's what it is. I have her flare pieces and some acrylic, and then just pulled out some other stickers from my stash, and I love the large shaker, or kind of faux shaker in this case, with all of the sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. So lots of different manufacturers on this one, and I really love how it turned out as well. So with that, guys, that's what I created last month. I do apologize, I did not get a lot of process videos up. I did create, didn't quite make it for the whole month, but I'm pretty happy with what I did create, and now I am going to go and film my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for the month of October. So with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.